Mercy me. Okay, we're going.
It's okay to be broken. It's okay to laugh and cry. 'Cause when you try to see the problem, that means you figured. And you can say that I'm crazy, that you're thinking not ready. But I'm telling you, baby, yeah, get up and get out. Get up and get out. Yeah. And you can say that I'm crazy, that you think you're not ready. But I'm telling you, baby, and you can say that I'm crazy, that you think you're not ready.
And now it's time to get unmasked. Please welcome your host, Pamela Elaine Nichols and Cheryl A.S. Haley.
Hello, and again, welcome to Unmasked Real Talk. Your girl Cheryl and Pam, we're here again just to kind of open up some conversation and just have a fantastic discussion. We welcome everyone to Unmasked Real Talk Live. This is a place where we get real about topics not often discussed openly. Each week, on Unmasked Real Talk Live, we give you an opportunity to share your thoughts and opinions about the topic that we unmask. You have our permission to get unmasked with us here so you can feel better, look better, and live better out there. Now, we encourage you to stay until the end and to be eligible for a special raffle. Today's raffle is, again, the Healthy Meal Prep Cookbook. Easy and wholesome meals to cook, to prep, and grab. For our winner, please let us know if you have Kindle. Otherwise, a copy will be mailed to you. As we build community, we are hopeful that you are inspired, and not only inspired, are encouraged to take action steps that empower you to feel better, look better, and live better. Every week we do a challenge based on the topic of the show. Well, last week's challenge was let the weight go. Each day we delivered a healthy challenge which you had to complete before midnight. The engagement was so strong. Ladies, it was so strong. We were requested to extend it for another week. We are so proud of those who participated, and we are absolutely loving the engagement. Now, as we are repeating last week's challenge, for some, it will be a new challenge. So we're going to take time to go over it. It starts today, Tuesday, and it ends on next Monday, the day before the live show. We want you to participate by sharing your experience with the challenge in our members only Facebook group. This week is a look better challenge called Let the Weight Go, Part 2. Each day for the next 7 days, we are going to challenge you, and might I add, ourselves, to change one thing to help you lose a little weight. Here's how it goes. Pam and I will drop the instructions in the morning for the day's challenge. The instructions will challenge you to change one thing about what you eat. We didn't say 5 things, we said just one thing. You and only you have control over what you eat, and what you eat directly affects your weight. But we need a baseline or starting number in order to measure your weight loss progress. Today's challenge is simple. You are going to either measure your waist in inches, or you're going to weigh yourself on the scale. For those who joined last week, record your new number and compare it to last week's number. Whichever method you choose, use that same method on the last day. That means if you choose to measure your waist today, you will measure your waist on the last day of the challenge. If you can't measure your waist or you don't have a scale, use an outfit, a pair of pants, a dress, or a skirt as a guide. Ideally, at the end of 7 days, your outfits fit a tiny bit less tight. You can take a picture of your or a video of yourself as you take the measure of your baseline measurement and share it in our Facebook group. However, you do not have to share your baseline number unless you want to. There's no judgment here. For today's show, we want you to post your comments below as we unmask today's topic. Ask your questions so we can address them as we go along. Pam, take it away. You're muted, sweetheart.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, I was saying that was a very interesting challenge last week, and it was really a great challenge too. So let me give you all a quote here that I hope will inspire you as we delve into part 2. The distance between who I am and who I want to be is only separated by what I do. That's from Everyday Power. Now, if you tend to stop and start when it comes to weight loss, that would be me, you'll know how this can derail your progress and even send you backwards. The truth is that the best results come with consistency. Everybody say that word. Consistency. This doesn't mean getting it right all the time. Rather, it means working on making progress every day, even if you mess up and make mistakes. So how do you ensure that you keep putting in consistent effort so you can have consistent weight loss? That's a good question. To put it simply, what some of us have experienced is that losing weight is not easy. Now, putting the weight on is super easy and sometimes super fun, but it's not easy taking it off. We cut back on sweets this week, and we do that when we have our own weight loss goals. We increase our water intake, and we cut our plates in half. Even in this challenge, we took a quiz, which was great to let us know what body type we have, so we know what's the best exercise, what's the best eating. And this is great, but it may not be enough to see the results we want, and there's a reason why. According to health expert Philip Stanforth, he says if you're struggling to reach your fitness or health goals, most people struggle with the same 2 weight problems. And according to him, you could overcome these by this. One, these are some of the challenges we're having. One, we're sitting too much. Isn't that the truth? If we were to just count the number of hours, and I mean hours, we sit and not before we move, it's substantial. 2, our portions are way too big and we don't even realize it, which is the reason why, Cheryl, you and I asked the ladies, cut it in half so that you can recognize that you're eating more than you really need. I know I was eating more than I really need.
That's right.
And then the third is another struggle is, again, that beautiful word consistency with our habits. You want to see results, you need to be consistent. And I'm not just saying that to you, I'm really saying it to myself as well. Okay, so our unmasked question is, let's put that up right now. Our unmasked, does inconsistency create wellness barriers for you? Who out there loves the word consistent? And who out there hates the word consistent? Okay. Who, when you hear the word consistent, you start running the opposite direction because there's something about the word consistent that just feels like it's not fun. It feels like you're in prison. That feels like you're tied down. Feels like, set me free. Okay, I'm describing myself, people. That may not be everybody. We got some people's like, there's some people over here in the choir, the consistency choir, like, yeah, consistency. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't like you. I don't like you, people. And is there anybody in the Pam camp of, I hated it? Okay. So
you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone.
So, Cheryl, does inconsistency could create wellness barriers for you?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm surprised by that because you are, if there's anybody I know who's consistent, That would be you. So you got to speak on this because I'm not familiar with this side of you.
Well, see, inconsistency, it has to be something that I do on a regular, consistent basis. I mean, I could start a plan and I could move it forward. But then if there's a barrier, because I'm a very focused person, if something gets in the way, it will take me right off my grind. And I'll
Mhm.
find myself going back into a pattern of inconsistency with that goal. So in that from that perspective, yes, it does. It really does.
So how did you do in this 7 days of our weight loss challenge? How was it for you?
Pam, it was interesting because again, we're in a community where we're doing this thing together. And what I'm going to say to not only you, my sister, but for those that are participated and are participating, knowing that there was a community of people and we were doing this together was so powerfully encouraging and supportive that it was almost like every day I'm looking for, okay, this is our challenge for the day. I got to do it. Not only did Pam and I put these challenges up, but we participate in them. And one of the things that I shared with her before we went live was that because we have been working on healthier behaviors, typically after this show, we have a business meeting. I'm running to get something to eat. I was intentional to eat my lunch before the show so that I can keep moving because typically if I'm rushing to eat, I'm eating the wrong thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was something
yeah.
that I
I
know.
hear what you're saying. And so we have some comments here with oh, we've got somebody in Pam camp. Yes. Thank you, Sister Winetta. In the Pam.
I'll take the enrollment fee. I'll take the enrollment fee.
And you know what? You know what? I really and shout out to Winetta. Actually, Cheryl, I think we should do that.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
the one that said, "Can we do this another
Yes.
week?" And I agree with you that I really enjoyed this 7 days because I knew I had to be accountable to the women in the group, and that helped a great deal. Now, yesterday was the day I fell off the bandwagon. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. Keep it real. Fell off the bandwagon because it was 4th of July and there was Mexican food and delicious sweet drinks and cakes and pie. And I put filled up my plate and I was like, there is no way I'm gonna put this plate in half. Okay, I'm not gonna have this plate. I'm gonna eat everything. And then I went for seconds.
Did you?
I did.
Did you? Okay. And
But
you know,
but I would really like credit for the 6 days. I was really good. I was really consistent. Yes.
we celebrate every single win. And that's one of the
Yes.
things because there are going to be days, and that's why this is not, we don't want this to be like a diet because it's not a diet. We're
Not
just changing our behavior because see what happens is that when we look at it as a diet, the moment we don't do something, we're like we're beating ourselves up. And we talked about this in other discussions, other topics. We don't want to do that. We want to celebrate. So we celebrate you for
yes.
taking a moment to have a good time and reward yourself. So look at it as you rewarded yourself.
I love that. And Winetta said, "Did you get up yet?" Yes, I did get up. Today is a new day. And
Yes.
today we're going to keep it going, keep it moving. So you're absolutely right about that, Cheryl. And I love that you said this is not a diet because research shows
Yep.
diets don't work.
Nope.
And people who go on a diet, they found 2 years later, they have not only regained the weight that they lost, but more.
Exactly.
So we are
Yeah.
definitely, as you said, I'm gonna be on that bandwagon, Cheryl. We are helping women
Yeah.
change their lifestyles
Yes.
because that's something that's going to be with them throughout their lives, not just a temporary fix.
Yes.
And so I really was delighted to participate in this lifestyle change with the ladies because it felt like I wasn't alone. I
Yeah.
wasn't doing this by myself, and that other people cared that I was trying to reach a goal to look better by losing the weight. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get it up to you. Wait, okay, I'll get it to you. What are you gonna get to me, Miss Winetta? I need to know what that is. I'm sorry, I'm missing something here. Oh, we got another comment, Cheryl. While Winetta responds to like
Yes.
what,
The
what-
comment from Jane that says, I enjoyed doing the challenge this past week. Yeah, Jane. And not only was it this past week, we're going to do it again next week. We are repeating this week, rather. We're
Yeah.
repeating it because we had such a amazing response with the engagement. So we're going to continue it. We're going to
So,
continue.
Cheryl, what
Mhm.
did you learn about yourself in this challenge? And I would love it if the ladies who are here would comment. What's one thing you learned about yourself in this 7-day challenge? What did you learn?
One of the things that I learned about myself was that while it was easy for me to be flexible to adjust with the meal, cutting the plate in half and the moving different things of that nature, what I recognized that was a reality for me is that I do not drink enough water.
Ooh.
That was a huge because I mean, 3 days in, I still did not max where I needed to be with my water. And one of the things when we think about our overall health, we need to drink the water that we're supposed to get for our bodies. We need to drink it. And that was like, I think just the activity itself was showing me, or the challenge, sure, you're not drinking enough water.
Yeah, that's good, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Winetta, that you enjoyed your holiday. Yes, thank you for giving that to me. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Cheryl. I actually realized that if I kick off my morning, like
Mhm.
before my feet hit the floor, and I drink as much as this as I could possibly tolerate on an empty stomach,
Mhm.
I'm not as hungry
Mhm.
and eating treats and salty things and sugary things throughout the day. The water really curbed a lot of my hunger because sometimes we think we're hungry when we're really dehydrated.
Mhm. Exactly.
Hydrated is the main thing that brings about all of this
Yeah.
snacking, over snacking, and sugar and salt cravings. These
Yeah.
cravings that we have. That's a really good thing. The other thing I learned about myself
Mhm.
that I can be consistent. I'm
Mhm.
not a a flake in that, but I can be consistent when I have support.
Mhm. Yeah.
On my own, I'm a mess.
Mhm.
But with the support of
Yeah.
community, I
Yes.
could be consistent, and that really felt good to give myself a little break here and
Yeah.
not be so hard on myself about it.
Yeah, yeah. And because of the engagement and the participate for that within our community, Pam and I were just so inspired, just as she just shared, we were so inspired that we have our own wellness goals. And just seeing what you did and your consistency and your commitment, it made us even the more committed for our own personal health and wellness goals. So we thank you for that as well. We do thank you for that. But water, because we've been in these very humid days, water is so important because we have some more to come. So if you're struggling like I am, and Pam was saying she struggled with it, I encourage you every day to strive to get that water in. And one of our community members shared on last week, she's into healthcare. She said that coffee, I think it was coffee, tea, any liquid beverage that you drink is a fluid. But again, encourage the drinking of water, but don't minimize that if you're getting other fluids in. We just want to make sure we're getting those fluids in our body, you know?
Yeah, and the tweak to that is because we don't want people to misunderstand that
Mhm.
that doesn't mean soda because those other
Right.
fluids, you have to be careful because the other fluids contain artificial ingredients,
Mhm.
sugar, caffeine that aren't necessarily the best when you're trying to get water into your body. So we would encourage water, but add in your lime, slices of lime, slices of lemon. If you want to throw a couple strawberries in there, so, some people even put mint leaves
Mhm.
in their water, which makes it far more interesting to drink. And
Yeah.
one of the things I'd love to do is seltzer water. It just works better. I feel like I'm having a soda with the seltzer water. So we would encourage people to do that. Okay, we have some comments here.
Juanetta said, "That's why I need another week, and I could take it from there with the accountability." Yes,
Okay.
accountability is everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
and accountability and love.
Yeah, and Jane said something here too. The same for me. I know I do not
Yeah,
drink enough water, people. And if our bodies are 60 to 70% water,
yeah,
our bodies are more than half
yeah,
water.
yeah.
That means it only stands to reason that we need to be drinking a lot of water each day. We probably need more water than we need food.
Yes.
Because you could possibly fast 40 days on water, but you would struggle 40 days not eating. So No, that's not right. I kind of contradicted myself, but y'all get the point here.
Drink the water.
The
Drink
name.
the water.
In fact, I'm gonna have a sip right now.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so Kayla says something. Blueberry and raspberry plus mint equals the best yet.
Yes.
I'm sure I'm gonna have to do the blueberries with the mint. I like that idea. I think I'll add some lemon slices, mint, and blueberries in my water and see how that goes. Oh, maybe that could be part of our challenge, Cheryl.
Exactly.
Be creative with your water.
Yes, that could be an activity. Another thing to add as a suggestion is kiwi. Add kiwi in water. It gives it a nice flavor. But again, that's going to be one of our challenges. But we won't let you know what day it is. But that's going to be one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that challenge. So so the other, is there anything else before we move on? Anything else that you learned about yourself, ladies who are watching?
Yes.
As well as Cheryl, Kayla, anything else that you learned about yourself in this challenge? Cheryl?
I was just checking the comments. One of the things that I was going to say is that I found that it was not so much, I got enjoyment out of eating healthy foods. And in one of our challenges, there was a food list and it was in the quiz. And when I looked at it, some of the recommended foods were foods that I already eat. And I was like, oh, I'm a big avocado fan. I'm a big salmon person and I eat salmon all the time, and avocado I eat all the time. And I was like glad to see that it was one of the things for healthier eating. But I found that when we did the Curve the Sugar challenge, as I shared on last week, because I am a diabetic and my diabetes is well managed and controlled, for some reason last week I was challenged with sweets. It was like I felt myself craving it, and I got it out of the fruit. But one of the things, it was like once I put my mind to it, then the challenge came in, and I really had to say, no, you're not going to eat that because you don't eat it. And all of a sudden, it came out of nowhere. Like the cakes and the pies, I don't eat those kinds of things. I might eat something in moderation, because just because you're a diabetic does not mean that you can't have sugar. You just eat things in moderation. But for whatever reason, the day that we said we were going to curb the sugar, that day I was tempted like you would not believe. I ate lots and lots and lots of fruit. I ate lots of fruit. So I found that to be a challenge once I made up in my mind that I'm going to curb it. I also curbed the artificial sweeteners that I do use in my coffee.
Yeah, that's good. I just feel like I need to address that thing that you just said about diabetes, and you know how you and I are very. So I'm gonna say this, ladies who are watching, because you and I are just very honest and direct with one another. It's very deep friendship that we have. So I'm gonna just go straight to the jugular here in a loving way, and I would really love to hear you say that your diagnosis is diabetes rather than I am a diabetic.
Okay, I'm going back. I'm going right back there. My diagnosis is diabetes, but my behavior is one where I do what's necessary to maintain a quality of life that allows me to live better, feel better, and look better.
Yes, and that's really good, because in many cases, people who have type 2 diabetes, which is yours, can actually be cured from it by simple change in their lifestyle. And one of the things that we're going to do as our challenge, we won't tell you which day, but we are going to tell you, I'm going to tell you up front, that one of the days that we're going to challenge you is to find out what foods, now listen to this,
that's good,
are right for your blood type. There's information and there's research that says there's certain foods that are great for your blood type, and there's certain foods you should absolutely positively avoid your blood type. But I'm gonna give you a preview that that's going to be one of the challenges. Okay, we have okay, so Winetta said it helped me to drink more water infused with fruit. Nice. Where can I find that food list you just spoke of? What food list?
the food, what I'll do is I'll share it in the chat. I'll share it in our news feed.
Okay, great.
I'll share it in our news feed. And Pam, before we transition into sharing our 3 takeaways, I just wanted to add something else because I appreciate the clarity that you just provided about the type 2 diabetes. It's very important. But one of the other things that we want to do, and we might also add, this is a challenge too. Ladies, I can't tell you how important it is to know your numbers. Know what your numbers are, because oftentimes before someone is diagnosed with diabetes, your A1C lets you know that you're in a pre-diabetic state. And oftentimes when we're having blood work done, they give us all that information, but we need to not just get the work and just kind of toss the papers. We need to look at them and know our numbers.
That's
So,
good to say. There's one of our visitors saying the nurse in me loves this whole conversation.
Well, I'm just loving that nurse because it's so important. Because again, when we don't know this information, what does the Bible say? My people perish for lack of knowledge. And when we don't know these things and our wellness is a part of our prospering, then we don't do well. We don't do as well as we could. Yeah. So,
and a disclaimer: Cheryl and I are not dietitians. Nope. We are not diabetes educators. We don't have any of those credentials. I do have a health coach credentialing, but I am not, you check out everything that's coming out of our mouths against what you know and what your doctor says.
That's right.
But there are some things we do know.
That's right.
We've experienced it and we have done some research. So I want you to know that we're serious about you knowing your numbers, as you said, Cheryl. You've got blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, weight, body mass index, all of those things you gotta know. Okay, so I think we need to move on because Kayla's like, y'all got 5 minutes. Kayla's our producer.
Yeah, this seems like get going.
Okay, Cheryl, why don't you go to the takeaways and give it really fast?
Okay, we have 3 takeaways for you. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time with it because we want to make sure we wrap off today's gifts. The first one is set a goal. Setting a goal allows you to stay focused on what your intention is, whatever that goal is for you. The second thing is do less to achieve more. When you're trying to focus on losing weight, focus on one thing at a time. Don't look at the whole gamut. Just focus on one thing. The third takeaway is reward yourself. This doesn't need a whole lot of explanation. Just like Pam said, she rewarded herself on July 4th. Reward yourself and have fun as we let the weight go. So we're going to turn it over to our producer who is going to start that raffle. And we are excited about our winner that's going to be forthcoming in a moment.
Hey. Whoa.
Woo! All right, congratulations, Jane. Put in the Kindle put in the chat, whether or not you have Kindle. And that will be determination of how we will send you your book that you have won. But congratulations.
Yes. So I'm going to wrap this up for us, but I'm going to first make a comment here or read a comment that's really important. Ladies, one of our commenters says, make sure your doctor knows your family medical history. They do not check everyone's A1C for diabetes automatically. That's true. So if you can check your own glucose, if you have the machine or some way, do that as well. But that's a great point. All right, we got to go, ladies. We have so enjoyed hanging out with you. Remember, the challenge of this week is Let the Weight Go Part 2.
Yes.
Today is easy. Measure yourself in some way on the scale or with a measuring tape if you want to do your waist or a pair of clothing, and make sure you share what that is in the group. If you've already done the measurement, tell us what it is. Did you lose from last week or did you gain? It's okay, no judgment. We need a baseline measurement. Next week, we're going to unmask again, a new topic, and we love you.
Yes, we love you. Have a great day.